Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're seeing my channel for the first time, you're welcome. So in today's video, we're going to learn how to draft this Dartless corset. If it's something you're interested in, then keep watching. To draft this Dartless corset, you will need your pattern paper, and this is my pattern paper. I'll be making use of this pattern paper to cut both the back and the front. As usual, I'm going to start with my starting line here. Then from this starting line, I'm going to use it as my shoulder line and take down all my measurements. So I'll extend this to this part. Remember I said I will be drafting my back piece also. So I'll be making use of my neck width, which is 3 inches for the front. So I'm going to put down my neck width. So this part will be my center front. So I'm trying to draft the front pattern first. So I'll mark 3 inches here as my neck width and 3 inches as my neck depth. Then I'll use my curve to get the curve at the neck. So now that I have my neckline, I'm going to divide what I have as my shoulder measurement by 2, then I'll mark it. Then from that point, I'll come down by 1 inch. This 1 inch is for our shoulder slant. Then I'll connect it to the neckline like this. Now I'm going to put down my bust point measurement. For me, it is 10 inches. Just put what yours is. So your bust point is from your shoulder down to your nipple point. That's your bust point. Then I'm going to mark my under bust. So I was supposed to mark my waistline, but I forgot, but I later marked it down. So now that I have this, I went ahead to mark a straight line. That is my bust point. This is my under bust. And this part here is my full length, the full length of my corset. So I came down by 6 inches rather from my original waistline. Okay, that is, you call it your half line, half length rather. So now to get our chest line, divide your round bust measurement by 6, then add 1.5. So for me, it's 7.5. So I'm just going to mark exactly what I have at my shoulder just to get a straight line. So I'm just going to connect it like this. Now, this is our chest line. So I'm just going to extend the line like this. So go ahead and label your lines. So this is my chest line, my bust point, my under bust. This is when I realized my waistline is missing. So I had to put it down. So for me, my waistline is 16 inches. So I'll just go ahead and mark it here. I'm also going to repeat the same thing here just to get a straight line basically. So I'm going to use my ruler to make a line there. So now this line is my waistline and this is my hip line. Now the next thing I'm going to do now is to divide whatever I have here by 2 just to get the midpoint. Then I'll mark it. Now I'll go in by ½ inch just to get that curve there. Then I'll divide my round bust measurement by 4, then mark whatever I have on the chest line, which is 9 inches here. Then I'll use my curve to get the armhole curve. So now what we just did now, we just got our armhole curve. Okay, then use your free hand if you do not have a curve. So the next thing we're going to do now is to put down our measurement. Now for this dartless corset, I want to snatch it a little, not too much. So I'm just going to be subtracting ½ inch from my round waist measurement divided by 4. So I'm going to subtract ½ inch. So now, since this front piece, we're going to cut it on fold. So basically, I'm going to have about 1 inch subtracted from my waistline. Hope you understand. So I divided my round hip by 4, then marked whatever I had on the hip line. So I'm just going to connect this. So Use your ruler and get this part. Then for the hip line, I'm going to use my curve just to get that part a bit better. I want to get it better. So I just use this curve just to get that part right. So this is what our front corset looks like at the moment. So the next I'm going to do, because it's a corset, I'm going to mark the length of my corset. Remember I said that your corset from my waist, I came down by 6 inches. So from this side here, I'm going to go up by 2 inches. I just want to have a curve. This is where I want my hemline to look like. This is, you can just do what you want. You can make it any shape. Just play around your corset. Just be creative with it. So now you do not want to your corset to get to your hip line. That is your original hip line, because it'll be difficult for you to sit. Okay. To put that into consideration. That's why I came down from my waistline by 6 inches. You can do 7, you can do 5. So this is what I have. Now, because this is a corset, we need to indicate our over bust line. So from this chest line, I'm just going to go up by 2 inches. You can decide to come down from your shoulder line like this. Mark 7 or 6.5 or whatever length you want, depending on the depth of your the yoke you want, or how covered you want your corset to be. So I just went up by 2 inches from the chest line I have here. Okay, so now I'm going to create um a mark here. I'll come in by 0.5 inch. So I'm going to connect this all the way from this line I marked. This new line I marked is my over bust line. So I'm just going to mark half inch all the way down to the under bust. It should not exceed the under bust. Okay, so I'm just going to connect it with a straight line. So now, just to avoid or prevent this video from being too lengthy, I decided to split the parts or remove the part where I had the drafting of the cup. So I'm going to upload the cup shortly after this, and I'll leave the link in the description. So this is my cup. So now you want to place your cup directly on your underbust. Please, not above your underbust. Now this is my underbust, as you can see. So remember we have that half inch we came in with from the center. So make sure that your cup, this part labeled center from that CF, is resting on that line. So you can see it's not at the edge of my pattern paper. So what you want to do now is to trace the shape you have on that cup. Please do not press this cup. Do not make it flat. Corset cup area is not supposed to be flat, okay? So this is what I have. I'm just going to try my possible best just to get the shape, to make sure it doesn't move out of the way. So I'm using dotted lines. I'm going to use my curve later on. So this is what I have. Now I'm going to use my curve just to make that more visible so you understand what I have done. So you use your curve just like this. Please take note of how I'm placing my curve. I'm going to place it like this. So please, in case my voice sound a little bit funny, pardon me, I'm a little bit under the weather. All right. So this is what I have. Now basically this is all. So now for this cup region, I'm going to just blend this into my chest line. Now for this cup region, you want to put your sewing allowance. Do not omit this, because if you do, there'll be problem. So I'm just adding 0.5 inch for my sewing allowance just to join my back up to my corset top. So this is just it. So this is my allowance. And now I'll just go ahead and blend this in like this, just so you know, make my neckline more visible, my shoulder more visible. This is the yoke. So this is the front pattern. Now let's draft the back pattern. So I'm going to basically just go ahead and just transfer all the lines I need here, except the under bust because we don't have any bust at the back. So I'm just going to extend it like this. So now let me just cut this off. The reason why I'm drafting this so that you can just see them side by side. So now this is going to serve as my center back, the part facing me. So my neck width still remains the same, which is 3 inches. Then my neck depth, I'm using 1 inch. This is my back pattern. Your back pattern depth is not supposed to be the same as your front pattern neck depth. Okay. So I'm going to divide my shoulder measurement by 2, then mark it here. For me, it is 7.5 inch. And I'll come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope or slant. So I'll just connect it to the neckline like this. Now you already know how we got our chest line. Your round bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. So I just want to extend my bust line here. Okay. So label this my bust point. This is my waistline and this is the hip line. All right. So this is going to just be very straight to the point. So I'll just mark half of what I have on my shoulder or my chest line, then divide whatever I have here and mark it by 2. I'll also be going in on this armhole by 2 inches just to get our curve there at the back also. So now, please, if you have not subscribed, please do well to subscribe, like this video, share, leave a comment in the comment section. Please do not forget to click on the notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos. All right. So I'm going to just get the midpoint of what I have here. After getting it, you want to divide your round bust measurement like I mentioned earlier and just place whatever you have there, divide it by 4. Then I'll just get my midpoint here just to get my armhole curve. Then I'll go in as well by 0.5 inch just to get the curve there. So I'll use my curve to get the armhole curve there. Like I said, if you do not have this curve, you can just use your hand. Just make sure that you can just use your free hand. Just make sure that you have the curve there. Then, just as I subtracted half inch from my front waist, I'm going to do the same for my back waist. All right. Then I'll put my round hip divided by 4 here, then mark. Then just connect. I like this Dartless corset just for one reason. It's just straight to the point. And your corset will still be corseting, if you get. So it's just straight to the point. Now you do not need to cut this into pieces just for you to be able to attach it. Okay. So just as I did for the front, I'm going to go up here on the side by 2 inches. Please, you want your sides for both your back and the front to be the same length or shape because you're going to be joining that side. Whatever you do at the center back or center front is just optional. So I'm just going to make this center back just a bit curvy, not as curvy as the front. I'm just going to make it look like a bit more of a V shape than what I have at the front. All right. So this is what I have. Good. Now this is the back corset. If you're going to add zipper allowance or add zipper to it, you need to create your allowance. But because I'm going to be using an eyelet, so now I'm going to mark my eyelet and subtract whatever I need to subtract from this. So I'm just going in by 1.5 inch from the top down to the full length of my corset. Then I'll just connect the lines like this. Okay. So I'll make another line here. Now this is just for tutorial purpose. Just want you to know that there should be an eyelet here. Now your back yoke can be however you want it to be. So for me, I do not want it to be just the usual keyhole neck or yoke. So I just made this curve. Let me just call it curve because it's not actually a U shape. But I was going for a U shape, but I think I like what I have here. So I'm just going to label this the back yoke and label this the front yoke, just so you understand. Then now we're just going to create the lines because you need lines here, bone channels for your bones, obviously. So I'll just go in from this point, from the center by 1.5 inch, just connect it. Like I said, when it comes to corset, you are free to be creative. Just be creative with corset. So I'm just creating these lines just so you know that you have lines here for your bone channels. So you can just do whatever you want and whatever shape you want your bone channels to be. So I'm just going to make it thicker or thicker so that you can know that this is supposed to be your bone channel, not just a regular line. Now, again, you do not need to cut your corset or your pattern into different pieces. I mean, there's no point. This is a dartless corset. It's meant to be easier than the normal corset. So do not cut your corset pieces into different pieces or several pieces, except that's what you want to do, but there's actually no point. So from the line I marked for my highlights, I just went in by 1.5 and just marked it. I'm just doing this. You can just do whatever you want. It has no specific measurement. Just make sure that the bones or the bone channels are not too close to each other. Okay, and also not too far from each other. So now this is what I have. I'm already loving this corset pattern. So once again, if you have not subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. Go ahead and click the subscribe button. Just make sure you follow me, subscribe to my channel so you get new updates or tutorials like this that can actually help your fashion journey or fashion design journey. So, and this is what I have. And also please like, share, click on notification bell so you get notified when I upload new videos. This is just it for the Dartless corset. Hope you're taking note of where I'm cutting. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut my yoke, separate my back yoke like this, and this is what I have. So in our next tutorial, I'll show you how to go about the drafting of the cups and how to join them together. So I'm sure you got value from this video. Please subscribe. Until next time, bye.